Okay, so what we're going to do today, we're going to go over a policy and procedure manual, AKA Ms. Velma used to call this the school Bible. Why do you need this? You're going to need this to help run your school. When you're not at your school, because the first 3 years, it may be a little challenging, but once you get accredited and you start receiving government funding, you're going to have the resources, the money to pay somebody else, to pay other instructors. And now it's time for you to start enjoying your life, traveling, shopping, spending kids with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, family members. So you're going to need this booklet to help operate your school so they won't be calling you every 5 minutes, every time something happens. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share this screen. I'm going to make this larger and I'll make it bigger because I know some of y'all may have your readers on. So I need to know if all of y'all can see this. Let me know if y'all can see the screen. Can everybody see the screen? Give me a yes or no. Okay. Rochelle says she can see it. Victoria, okay. Kim G, Richard, Rochelle, all right. Karen, so everybody can see it. Good. So this is a table of contents, but we're going to go past that because I really want you all to see these documents, and y'all have all these back there. So you can have the organizational chart. That's going to be you, the owner. Then you can have you may not even have a financial aid officer yet because you don't have financial aid. So you may have an instructor. This organizational chart, when I opened my school, it was 3 people on it. Me, myself, and I. I was the instructor, theory instructor, practical floor instructor, the janitor, the toilet bowl cleaner, the admissions rep. I was everything. But it doesn't matter how you start. What matters is how you finish. A lot of y'all are worried about getting started. You shouldn't be worried about that. You don't have to be great to get started, but you got to get started to be great. Remember, Paul Mitchell started in the trunk of his car with $700. He didn't even have money for colored ink. That's why the bottles were black and white. So think about that. Everybody starts from somewhere, but you got to get started. The longer you all wait, the longer you're going to be a slave behind the chair. The longer you wait. Some of y'all been sitting on the fence, but let's go through this. All right. And I've gone over this a little bit, but I've never gone in depth, in detail. But since we got an hour today, we're going in detail. So this is a school opening checklist. And you all can alter this checklist. This is just a template, a guide for you all to go by. So it talks about how detailed this is. Imagine Artez, Amber, y'all gone on a trip. I want all of y'all, everybody, close their eyes, visualize yourself going on a trip. You're accredited, you're getting all this government money, making millions of dollars, and you've hired staff to run your school. You're gonna need this checklist. Turn off the alarm. They come into school, okay, the alarm is on, turn it off. Turn off the outside lights. Make sure they arrive at school on time. Now, while they're inside, put the open sign on. You may have an open sign in the window. You got a boom box, you got a stereo system. Put good music on. Notice I said good music, not rapping, cursing music, negative music, but good music, whether it's jazz, gospel, or whatever. You want to have a professional environment, but I don't even have to talk to y'all about professionalism because we're all professional. I know that. The thermostat. Set the thermostat on a set temperature. And you may need to have the little plastic glass case with the lock on your thermostat. I had to put that on all of my schools. And I gave the key, to one of the head instructors because people will play with that thermostat and they'll run your light bill sky high. So that's something that you all may want to consider implementing. If you have machines like the wax machine and all that, make sure they turn that on. Prepare for the front desk. You may start with $50 in the register. You may start with $100 in the register. Okay, have your admission sheet at the front or your receipt book, or you may have everything computerized. Do a walkthrough through the school. When you come in, you want to do a walkthrough. It's just like when you travel and you go to a hotel. Men always do a walkthrough. They look in the closets, look in the bathroom. They make sure everything's okay. They may look up under the bed, but do a walkthrough through the school. Check all the areas. Look, it says spray some fresh, smell good. You want your school to smell good. You know how when you go to Las Vegas and you go in those nice hotels and it smells good? Yes. Okay. Check your answer machine if somebody's called or messages. So shampoo area, the bowls, the mirrors, you want to check all that, the bathrooms. Make sure your bathrooms are clean. Make sure it has the toilet paper, the soap. All this is common sense. Like Miss Velma used to always tell me, Chin, this is common sense. But guess what? It's not common practice. We all got common sense, but a lot of us don't practice that. And you're going to have some instructors, some employees that don't have common sense. So they're going to need this checklist to go by. Go in the classroom. Make sure all the tables and chairs is organized. Go outside in front of your school. Pick up the trash. Make sure it's clean. Clinic floor. Did you collect all the tickets? See, when students would come, when a client would come into school to get a service, they would pay first, they would get a ticket, whatever service they were getting, it would be on the ticket. The client would give that ticket to the student. The student would read that ticket. If it said a haircut and a shave, that's what you did. If it just said a haircut and the client said, oh, can you touch it up right here and give me a little shave? The student is to go to the front desk and put shave on there and get the money from that client and make them pay. That was the purpose of that. That's how Ms. Velma has set everything up. Did you collect client information? On the sign-in sheet at the front desk, you want them to sign in, put their name, put their phone number. Why? And now with technology, you may put everything in your computer, but if you don't have that type of computer system like I did when I first started, I got everybody's name, their phone number. At the end of the day, what did I do? I got on the phone. Hey, Amber. Hey, Artez. Thank you for bringing the children down. I really appreciate your business. Hey, Ayana, Charles, Christopher, George, James, Jason, Karen, Kiyu, Kim, Queen, Lisa, Michelle, Nene, Paris, Ray, Richard, Rochelle, Tracy, Victoria, Sandra. Thank you for patronizing my business, for bringing in your son, your daughter. Every day I did that when I first opened my school. When them clients got that call, they came back. When the kids came in, they got their candy bar, those chips. So I had to entice them. So my clinic floor paid all my bills. My clinic floor was booming. So those are some of the things. People will always remember how you treat them, how you make them feel. They will always remember that. Whether you make them feel good or bad, they will always remember that. Now, keep going. Did I collect all information? You want to make sure you do that. When the phone rang, it should not ring over 2 times. That's on this sheet. You'd be surprised. You have a front desk worker and their phone just ringing, ringing, ringing. No, it should be doing that. And if a client is at that front desk in front of them and the phone is ringing, you're to help the client first. You're not to ignore that person in front of you answering the phone. No, client is first. Did I give each client a $1 off coupon? So when they came in, I had these little coupon cards, $1 off for the products. Why? To entice them while they were in the school. $1 off on a wave brush, a wave cap, some shampoo, conditioner, whatever. All right, did I issue out the client service list evenly to each student? Well, sometimes I did, sometimes we didn't, because we had a lot of rookie students. Some of them were not ready. And I know some of y'all that were great students, I know they probably worked you to death. If you got worked to death in the school, put a 2 in the chat. If you were not that good, they probably didn't send a lot of services to you. They didn't send a lot to me in school because I was not that good. Okay, so we know that we had Kiyu, Amber, so we had some people that were good, that they worked the heck out of you. And think about that. You're a student in the school and they work the heck out of you. That should hit you upside the head and say, duh, maybe I need to get a school so I can get students and they can work them and I can sit back and rest. So did it not dawn on you as a barber, stylist, nail tech, esthetician, that you need to get your own school so you can start having students work for you and you get paid and they get zero? All right. At the end of the day, did they put the $100 in a separate envelope? Why? Because the $100 is what they started with, and then you have to tally up the money and the tickets, make sure everything matches. That's opening the school. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably don't have this, but this sign-in sheet is going to really help you when you hire somebody, because it's going to tick you off for all you A-type personalities, you military people that do things A, B, C, D, and you hire somebody that's not doing the job right. But if they have this checklist is going to help them. Okay, now when the school closes, close out the register. Empty the trash cans. Common sense ought to tell you to empty the trash cans, but you'd be surprised. Check the store in the front for trash. Walk through the entire school. Check the clinic floor, check the bathrooms. If it don't have no toilet paper in there, or if it's low, what should you do? Common sense. Fill it back up, but you'd be surprised. Look at this, mop the floors. Notice I say empty mop water. Hey, you look, there are people that will mop your floors and they will leave dirty, sour mop water. So you have to be very detailed. And I can't wait till all of y'all get schools and y'all get accredited and y'all hire staff. Y'all gonna remember this, because the people that you hire 9 times out of 10 are not gonna be as good as you. They're not gonna be as smart as you. Turn the open sign off. Well, why would you put that? Well, hey, sometimes I go out at night and I be driving by, and one of my schools will be close by, and I just drive by just to look over there, and the open sign is on, 12 or 1 o'clock at night. Think about that. So when you are creating this, some things you may take off, some things you're gonna add. All right, unplug all the pertinent electrical equipment. I will come into some of my schools sometime, just do a walkthrough, like an inspector, just pop up early that morning, and it would smell like something that's been burning. They done left the wax machine on all night. All right, so I'm going past that. Now have them to sign it. Documentation beats conversation. So document that. That's for your instructors, for the people running the school. Now for the students. Your students need a checklist. This didn't come from me. This came from Ms. Velma. I'm just sharing it with you all. Look at this. Park my car on the second row. You should have a designated parking area for your students. If not, they may try to pull up front like they're the boss. That parking is for your clients. Clock in on time. Put your cell phone on what? Vibrate. This is for the student. They're going to have this checklist because they may forget to put it on vibrate. And you walking around the school being a police or a fireman, putting fires out all day long, correcting your students. Give them this sheet. And when you give them this sheet, reward them. If they do good, reward them. The students are like kids. We had pizza parties, had little badges, we had student of the month, and you'd be surprised how they will actually do very good. The student of the month, they got to park their car up front. I mean, they got to do certain things. that the other students did, and people would strive for that student of the month. And the instructors were not the only people that voted on student of the month. The students voted too. Set your tools up. If you don't have this checklist, students will come in and not set their tools up. No, you're gonna go and set your tools up because you're gonna work today. Proper uniform. Do I have flip-flops on? Do I have a bonnet on? Do I have a wave cap on? Do I have my smock on? Am I dressed properly? Do I have open-toe shoes on? Proper uniform. Let's see, what else? Refrain from sitting in the chairs. See, barbers, them dudes, they notorious for sitting in your barber chairs, spinning around and doing all of that. There's no sitting in the chairs unless you're getting a service. So we had to put that on here. Refrain from hanging out front. I can't wait till y'all get these schools, because them students will crowd to the front like it's a shop. Nope, it's not that type of party. Greet each other. Give instructor full attention. Now, I'm going to go on past this, but you all that in the bronze and gold, y'all have access to this. So have that student assign that each day. And keep account of that. Next thing, reception desk. Make sure you put somebody pretty at the reception desk that smiles. You don't want a grumpy, ugly, frowning person with an attitude at your front desk. No. Think about when you've gone to a business and the front desk worker was smart or whatever, frowning. That's not good. I always ask questions if you're unsure of a procedure. I always used to tell my front desk lady that. Make sure it's enough money for the day to change. Make sure it's neat and clean up there. Don't be a hoarder. Now, one thing I want to talk to, let's see. I already told you about answering the phone on the second ring. We're going to go past that because we're going to get through some more stuff. And the receptionist, they had a checklist. I'm not going to go through that for time constraints. We're kind of getting the picture. This is like a little cash register operator report. So they would keep up with what was sold and all that. So we could tally that up. And we had our students working the front desk sometime because they have to learn business. Yeah, that's part of my lady's book about running business. So what we would do, they got to run the front desk sometime. And when I first opened, I didn't have no staff. So I was using my students as running the front desk. We're doing sanitation, all of that. So we're going to keep going. This is a very important sheet right here. I understand that all services at Lawan, Amber, Artez, Ayana, Charles, Christopher, George, James, Jason, Javonda, Karen, Keith, Kiyu, Kim G, Queen, Dr. Lakeway, Sean, Lisa, Michelle, Nene, Paris, Ray's, Richard, Rochelle, Tracy, Victoria, Zandra. All services are performed by supervised students. Okay? I hereby release and agree to hold harmless all the names that I just said from any and all liabilities. Okay, so if somebody come in there, they get the eyebrows cut off, they get the lashes cut off, they get their neck sliced or whatever. You're not responsible for it. I'm gonna sue y'all. No, you cannot. You're not gonna win. This is a school. It's just like when we go to a hotel and we go swimming. If y'all ever notice, they always have no lifeguard on duty. Swim at your own risk. In case somebody drowned, guess what? You don't have a case. Documentation beats conversation. Have them to sign in, because sooner or later, you're going to have one of those ninjas to get crazy on you or try to sue you or whatever. So make sure you have them to sign in. They're not going to read what they're signing. Make sure they come in and sign their life away. Just like when we go to the doctor, the dentist, the first thing they do is what? Before you can go in that back room, sign your life away. And then you can go back there. So make sure y'all have this. All y'all got to do is put your school name right here, put your school name right there and right there. It's copy and paste. Customer sign in. That's simple. This is just like a little price list. No refund on student services. You're not getting your money back. It's a wrap. All work is performed by supervised students. Make sure that you have that displayed on your clinic floor. That's going to protect you too. Make sure you have that displayed on your clinic floor. Even when you're going through the NACA's accreditation, that's mandatory. Also, on all of your advertisement, your business cards, your postcards, you want to have in little bitty writing. I had it on my cards real small, so small they probably couldn't even hardly see it. NACA's does not say what size font it has to be. So you can make it little bitty where they need a microscope. All work is performed by supervised students. And I'll show y'all some of my old cards. That's like a state board inspection. And I would give this to my students too, and the staff, to let them know, look, state board can come in at any time. So we need to keep this. We need to be tight at all times because they can come in at any time. And they used to always come in on me because I was young, 26. I was on federal parole, just got out of federal prison. I could pull a race card if I wanted to or whatever, but they always was coming in trying to catch me doing something. So I always had to do everything right. Ms. Velma would always say, chin, cover your blank, you're behind. Keep going. This was like a little flyer that we had. Now, this was a card. If you look at it, had a little $2 off service. We would give those out. You see that? All work performed by supervised students. It was front and back. And for y'all in the program, you already know about Jack Prints, JAK Prints. They'll print 5,000 full color front and back for $100, 5,000 business cards. And business cards, I know COVID and we're in the digital world and all that, but we still would give out cards. And if it's a coupon on it, people will keep it. Then we had another set of cards, this right here. And this is where the students, I gave that to the students and they would write their name on it. And they would hand out cards, you know, to different people and people would come in. All right, we'll keep going. Remember I told y'all about the postcards, 5,000 postcards, front and back, full color, $200. Have you ever wanted to be your own boss, earn prestige, and be financially stable? I'll tell you how you can become a licensed nail tech, barber, esthetician, whatever, and be on your way to financial freedom. Y'all can use the same words. Screenshot this stuff. Then we had enroll now, big. Day and night classes available. Transfer students welcome. Job placement. We had day and night classes. My school was open from 8 in the morning to 10 at night. And I'll work both shifts. If I could go work in prison for 3 cents an hour, 17 hours a day hard labor, when I got out of prison, it was easy out here in the free world. I know a lot of y'all complain and moan and groan and all that. Everybody close your eyes. And I want you to imagine being locked in the bathroom with another man or another woman doing number 2 or whatever, and then doing all kind of stupid stuff at night. You hearing all these crazy sounds. And then you got to do number 2 while they're in there. That's what prison was like. So out here in the free world, if you got another day, every day above ground is a great day. There's no need to be complaining. Yeah, we're going to have problems. We're going to have issues, but we got to keep going. As long as you got your freedom, peace of mind, keep on going. We'll keep moving. Notice on here, we got different people, you know, different races. Money's green. Now, this is another form that's important. Chemical release form. I'm not going to read it, but basically it's a chemical release form because these students are getting ready to do a chemical on someone's hair. And you know, if you mess up a woman's hair, or if her hair fall out, or the color turns her hair green, or something happens to her hair, it's going to be some problems. You already know that. So you definitely, anytime a chemical is being involved, you want them to go ahead and sign their life away. All right, go on and let them sign their life away, because if anything happens, I'm going to take you to court, I'm going to sue you. You can just laugh in their face. Yeah, right. So that's, you want to protect yourself. All right. And I don't know if any of y'all have experienced that. Well, I know y'all have. Even in the shop, y'all probably have experienced people like that. Admissions enrollment procedures. Greet prospect on the phone or at the front desk. Introduce yourself. Set up an appointment. I'm not going to go through this. You all can go through this on your spare time. I just want to bring awareness to what's back here. In your folder, you want to have a checklist. When you're accredited and you're getting financial aid, government money, you want to have this checklist, because every year you're going to get audited every year. Yes. And you want to make sure that all of your files are in compliance. And it's not hard. It's not. All you have to do is go through your checklist. Everything is here. Everything is here. If they needed their tax returns, all this is dealing with financial aid right here. I know a lot of y'all not understanding this part, but this is dealing with financial aid. All of this right here. And my financial aid officer, you know, they would go through the checklist, boom, 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 to make sure all of this is covered, because you don't want to mess up your money. But now we have even more technology, and the computer's going to do 90% of the work, or 99% of it. You just got to input the information. We don't have to go over the catalog. Y'all got catalogs or whatever. So we'll go past that. I'll share some more stuff. Let me see. Okay. Student file checklist. Everybody needs to have a student file checklist. Documents that you need to have in the student file. So basically, just say we got a student, Artez, because you may be checking Amber's files. So Amber's gonna come home. Oh, I got a new student. Well, Artez gonna come in. He's gonna inspect. Okay. Did she have a registration? Yep. So he'll go ahead and check that off. Did the contract? Yes. Orientation verification? Okay. Kit checklist. And if you give them a kit, have them to sign it, because you're going to have students to get amnesia or dementia. I didn't get no kit. And even when NACAS comes to inspect your school, they're going to interview students. Well, did they have orientation with you? Did you get a kit? Have you had a current student survey? They're going to ask them questions. Did you fill out an enrollment agreement? No, I don't think so. Them students not going to remember nothing. So what you want to do is make sure you have all that, because now the NACAS inspectors, they're going to come out of the office and they're going to say, I need to see the file for John Doe. And then you hand it to them, but everything's checked off. Everything is checked off. Did you get a copy of the ID? Did you get a copy of the GED or high school diploma or high school transcripts? Do you have that? Because when you're getting money from the government, the VA, GI Bill, all of that, they have representatives, state board, they will come to your school. They're going to come to your school. Not they will, they are going to come to your school at some point. And another thing, other school owners and other people are going to tell on you, and they're going to call the state board on you. You're going to have students to call the state board on you. I had the state board's number, so every time a student says something, call them. Here's the number. So you want to make sure you cover your behind and you have your files ready with all the proper documents. If the student didn't have a GED or a high school diploma, what do? Hey, why I can bring it up? Okay, well, when you bring it, that's when you're going to start. Now, So now you can go down here and check as all this stuff, they need to have this up front. Now, when we get down here, this is when they get their satisfactory academic progress reports. We've gone through those on other trainings. Student fill out a survey. You can add current student survey on here, graduate exit survey. You can check that. So now, at least if it's a student that's graduated, you know that all these need to be checked. So we'll keep going. So when y'all have that yellow folder, have that checklist. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised how many schools, they ain't got the high school diplomas or GEDs. They don't have a pitch ID or social security card. They're not even collecting the basic stuff that they know they should be doing. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. You tell NACAS, well, I didn't know. You're in front of the judge, you've been speeding. I didn't know the speed limit was that. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So make sure, I cannot drill this in y'all's head enough. Make sure your paperwork. I had a school 20 years. They would come by school, make sure your paperwork is boom, 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 boom. And sometimes I'd come in there, whatever you expect, make sure you inspect. Yeah, I hired staff and all of that, but whatever I expected from them, I would inspect. I would come in and audit them myself. I had these schools. I might take a day on a Sunday or a Monday when it was closed, and I'd go in there and audit them files because the government is sending you millions of dollars. You don't want to get none of that messed up. You can hire somebody to audit it, but what's 8 hours out of the day? For me to go over here and audit these files, okay, you doing this, all right, they good. Don't assume this person is doing this or that. No, you need to go in there and look behind them. Trust no one. You need to act like they gave you a lottery ticket that's worth millions of dollars. Are you gonna give it to somebody? No, you're gonna take it downtown and turn it in yourself. We don't have to go over registration forms. Okay, I want to show you all this right here. Let me see. I definitely want to show, there's a form I want to show y'all. Did I go past it? Okay, this right here. Get 2 references. Now, when you get accredited and you're getting financial aid, it's mandatory. You got to get those at least 2 references because you got to put that in because a lot of times students are getting loans, and if they don't pay on them, the government wants to have at least 2 references where they can follow up. Also, if something happens to the student, you want to be able to call those people. Okay, the next sheet. You already got orientation. Y'all got the pre-orientation, receipt orientation. Your kit list. When you create your kit, this is important. Look, have the student to sign it. Put the date on it. And you sign it or the director or whoever. Because them students will tell you they ain't get their kit. And if they withdraw or whatever, hell, they might try to bring their kit back or whatever. No. Some stuff is non-refundable. You get your kit, you don't use that stuff. Your books, you done scribbled all in it. Your smock, you done smoke weed, it's all smelling, all that. Some things are non-refundable. We already got, everybody knows about the enrollment agreement. Y'all have that stuff. This right here. This is just a simple promissory note. Some of y'all are going to be doing payment plans with students. You're gonna have some students that can put $1,000 down, $2,000, $5,000, $500, $100, $50 and pay X amount per month. You want to work with the students. Work with them on a case-by-case basis. You may have a young man or a young lady to come to your school that doesn't have any money. We've all fallen on hard times. I don't know about you, but I've been at a place where when I got out of prison to have us, I didn't have anything. So, but sometimes the higher power will speak to you. You need to help this person. If they're going to be a great student, come to school on time, work on the clinic floor, help clean up, they may make you a lot of money. They may be an asset to you. Have them fill out a form, have them fill out a contract where they got to do this, 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 this. If you're going to give a scholarship, make sure that you have that scholarship form with everything you want on it. And if they don't do it, put them out. Give them, let them have some type of skin in the game. They need to have some type of investment. Something. All right, we'll keep going. I'm going to share some other documents that I feel that you all need to look at. None of these really. Okay. Attendance sheet. Yeah. I've already given y'all one of the companies that has attendance that's pretty economical, and it's electronic. They're really economical. I gave that to you all the other day, and anybody in the program that does not have that link, DM, email, Millionaire Barber, whatever, and we'll get that to you. Now, all these are like practical completion sheets or grade sheets, but a lot of this stuff, you all can copy this. This is like unit 2. You can give them so many shampoos, so many conditioners. Now, a lot of y'all have Fame, you have Genesis, Discovery Pro, Smart System that has everything electronic. But when I started out, I didn't have the money to buy that stuff. So I was doing everything by hand. And you may not have the resources to do that. Okay? And what I'll do, I'm going to give you all that link. I'll make sure I get that to Amber and Artez and the rest of you all. So what I'm going to do, y'all remind me at the end to give you all the link, and I'll keep going. So now we'll keep going on these practical services. We'll go past that. I just wanted y'all to see that. That's just like a little schedule. Part-time, full-time schedules. Let's go on down. Because it's literally about 180 some pages in this. And this is just a guide for y'all to copy and paste and create your own. So this is not etched in stone. This is just a guide for you all to go by and create your own, or copy and paste this, make it better. So we're looking at the same thing pretty much here. We're going down. And hopefully, if y'all only get one thing out of here, I mean, that's fine. This right here, State Board reports. Okay. I didn't have a computer software system back then. So the State Board told me what they needed, and I had to create this in Microsoft Word. Okay. And then I had to sign it, and I had to get it notarized each month. And then I had to send that in to the State Board. Of course, y'all got computerized systems, but if not, you can look at what the State Board needs, how they want it sent in. Evaluation surveys, y'all already have those in the back office. Graduate exit surveys, curriculums, you already have that. Because each state board in different states, you're going to have different curriculums, different catalogs, because they got different rules and regulations. But with NACAS, of course, NACAS has federal. So that's the same rules in every state. And my ladies, of course, they have copies of practical grading systems with the test. They got everything back there. But some of y'all may not have the resources for that, but that's something you definitely want to invest in, because a lot of my ladies' information, because that's going to save y'all a lot of time. Let's go. I'll go past those. Let's see. Yeah, these are just like little practical tests. that we made up, but y'all can use my latest. And I'm gonna do Q&A at the end. Okay. We're gonna go through some of this. Well, now let's see, that's class schedules. Okay, yes. Staff phone numbers. It's good for y'all to have that list of staff phone numbers. Now we got smartphones, but you still want to have that on paper in your Bible, your school Bible. Some other things you need in your school Bible. Each and every one of y'all, you definitely need a maintenance man with their number. You're going to need a good plumber, their number, electrician, their number. Why? Because if you're not at your school, you don't want people calling you, worrying the heck out of you. At my schools, if something went wrong, they already knew. Call this number. If something breaks out, hey, call the police. If something's wrong with electrical, Doug, go to your book, call electrician. I am not an electrician. Don't be blowing my phone up, calling me for all this stuff. You know the proper protocol. So you want to have all of these numbers and train your staff in the staff meetings and let them know all of that, so they won't be calling you. Other contact numbers. Okay, you need these supplies. We order them once a month. Don't be calling me for that. You already know. Burmax, the air conditioner, if something's wrong with that, A1 Trading, Atlanta Barber Beauty Supply, Buy Right. If something was wrong with the computer, call the computer guy. His name was Eddie. I'll never forget him. Fame. We had Fame. Galaxy. We had the time clock. Jack Prince. If we needed new cars to be printed up, we ordered them once a month. Okay, if something was wrong with the lock on the door, we had a locksmith. So my ladies, you want to have all these numbers, paychecks, the company, the graphics, the smart. So whoever is important that you feel that they need to call instead of them calling you. So that's very important that you have that list of numbers. That was how we worked voicemail. Those were instructions. Emergency plan. They need to know what to do in case of an emergency. Don't have to go through this. Y'all can read that on your spare time. We got like 5 minutes. Job description. Everybody needs to know what they need to do. You need to know your job and explain it to each instructor and train each instructor so they'll know what to do. Let's see, we'll keep going. These are just job descriptions. Y'all can take away, y'all can add to it or whatever. Schedule of holidays. The fire drills. Y'all need to have fire drills at your school. We had them in elementary, high school, junior high, continuing education for instructors. Now, most of this in your catalog, you're going to have your attendance policy, admissions policy, and you can put all of those on different pages back here. Because even when NACAs, when they come, they're going to want to know your refund policy, admissions policy. So just go in your catalog, copy and paste to another page and have everything laid out. And you don't have to have nothing memorized. When they came to my school, can I see your admissions policy? Can y'all see your enrollment agreement? Can I see your SAP policy, satisfactory academic progress? You just go to your little booklet. And I had mine tabbed. And I just showed it to them. Because when you're organized, when those inspectors come and you're organized, they're not going to dig deep when you're organized. Usually they just, oh, darn, they got that stuff together, tabs and everything. You already got leave of absence forms, all of that stuff. Let's see. All of this is pretty much basic stuff. Sample refund calculation. A lot of y'all don't know how to do a refund calculation. You need a sample one already filled out. That one that you all get that's in the program or whatever, print it out and put it in here. I like touching. You know, we're beauty professionals. We're not real tech people and all that. When Miss Velma did everything, I printed stuff out because I like to touch stuff and feel it and see it and all of that. So when they came, I had it. If I was doing a refund calculation, I didn't have that memorized. I would go to my little booklet and I would look at an example. And when NACAS comes, you don't have to have nothing memorized. Just go to your booklet when they ask for something or an inspector. Okay, hold on 1 minute. Let me give that to you. Because they're not grading you on something having memorized versus not memorized. Transcript, you can have a transcript request form. Let's go. This right here, this is something that's very important. Your school supply list, and some of y'all are A-type personalities. Toilet paper. There was a specific toilet paper that we used to get, and it was the cheapest. That was the one that we got from Sam's. So you need to have that model number, make, SKU number, and all of that. Trash bags. If they come in with the wrong trash bags, that's your fault. Did you tell them the drawstring yard bags, the 39-gallon, 90 count? The Windex, and you're not buying no little bitty bottle, no, the institutional size. All the marathon paper towels, because these paper towels, we had a paper towel holder, and it was special paper towels. So you definitely, look, the toner, the ink, if you send in, especially ladies, if you're sending a man to get something, it needs to be very detailed, because 9 times out of 10, he's not gonna have this. Even if he does have this, I always see women in the grocery store scratching stuff off. I remember my mom would send me to get stuff, even to this day, and she'll write it down. I don't have sense enough to be scratching it off. And then I come home and I forgot one thing or two things and she's mad. Or if she sent me to get her something to eat, to get some food and I didn't get ranch dressing or blue cheese on the side or onions on something or no onions, she gets upset. So it's very important that we pay attention to detail. Men, and so not ladies really, because y'all got that. The lights, it was a certain wattage because we needed good lighting in the school. Make sure y'all have this list. I know y'all say, well, it's common sense, I need to know. You need to act as if you in the hospital or you can't get out of the bed, you bedridden, and that school needs to continue to function. Somebody that don't even know nothing about the school should be able to take your Bible, as long as they can read and follow instructions, and they should be able to run your school. See, I didn't know nothing about running no school. I'd never ran a school, never taught or anything. But being under Miss Velma's leadership, I was like an expert. God, this dude got everything together. He's so smart. They just didn't know I had Miss Velma. They didn't know. So you don't have to know, be this expert, has taught at a school and had this experience. No. No, if you have all this stuff along with everything that we got in the program, you're gonna be better than them. Student approval list for school. This was basically our little financial aid sheet that we work by. But that's something y'all don't really need. Okay, we had a library. This was in our little library. Have a checklist, everything that's in your library. And what is the library? A closet with your books and materials in there. That's the library. You know, a lot of people think, you gotta have a library and all this. That's right, a closet with your books and materials. And there's an employee handbook back there too. But that's in the back office also. But I wanted to share this with you all. Okay, we at 9:01, so we made very good time. Hopefully you all learned some stuff today. This policy and procedure manual is in your back office in the bronze and gold program.